What is up? What is up? This is your boy Alertwolf here. Gonna give you another anime review. This time it is of Hunter x Hunter episode 80. This one's called Evil and Terrible. And wow. This episode was really good. It was good. And again, woo. Let me just get right into it. Basically, in this episode, we get the kind of where the last episode ends us off, which is the leaders of NGL are in trouble, and basically they take Gyro or Jiro, right? And we get his backstory. And his backstory's pretty messed up. He was born poor. His father's an alcoholic who beat him for like moving in his sleep, who never loved him, took care of him, ever. And, he had two things he was proud of. Once, when he was sick, his father took care of him, and that his father's never kicked him out. And then one day, some kid that always likes messing with him, and he also learned never to bother anybody, to be a bother to anybody. But the kid told him the truth. He's like, what do you mean? Your father doesn't kick you out because you make all the money. And he's like, what? And then that makes him angry. He gets into a fight, but he's getting his ass kicked because he never fought back before. And then he's like, oh yeah, and that thing about you being sick, that was your neighbor. He was like, what? Yeah, that was the neighbor taking care of you. That wasn't your dad. You were just so out of it you couldn't tell. And then they got into an argument, and he's like, what if your son died? And your father was like, oh, well, then he dies. I don't care. And then this rings home true because as he's, being stomped on, he sees his father. They lock eyes, and his father just walks away. And he hears what the guy's saying and doesn't even care. And then this confirms it. And so then he ends up going home and killing his dad. And he views himself, he hates humanity, and he doesn't think of himself as human. And then NGL gets formed as a way to take revenge on humanity, and he becomes their king. And now he gets taken away to be food for the queen. Now, why did they give us this backstory? Well, we are all aware that basically characteristics, even some latent subconscious memories, can get passed from their victims, from her victims, to the next born. Now the next born is going to be the king. So it doesn't surprise me we're getting the backstory of the human king before she eats them. Honestly, I think that's the personality he's going to get. I think he's going to be like this guy who hates humanity, and this is the king. He's going to get this guy's personality. Without a doubt, it is the only reason why you give such a tremendous amount of backstory to a person we have yet to see. So now we also get a scene with Puka's or Pookie's team, and he's figuring after that battle they just had, they need to get out of there. And so they start preparing to go. Now, actually, I skipped something. Before that happens, Colt and the one that looks like an owl are talking, and they're like, these three guys were killed by something they couldn't see, and it was some sort of projectile, but it wasn't a gun. And they're talking back and forth, trying to figure out what this new weapon is. And during the discussion, there was a comment about the queen, and he goes, "I'll always protect her." And he ends up calling the queen his sister's name. Now, I say his sister. The personality he actually derives from was the little boy, and he gets called out on, "Who's that?" And he's like, "I don't know. I didn't say anything." And even later, he thinks like, So this slightly confirms my theory of latent memory may be transmitted to these offspring, if you will. Now, back to Pookie's team trying to leave, or Poco's team, yeah. And basically, he says it's time to go. Right when they go to walk away, a soldier ant pops out of the ground, chops off one of the dude's heads that he was with. And I'm like, oh snap, you know? Like, oh snap, that was awesome. Like, they even show it from his point of view, his head going down, like he's seeing his body. At this point, it's bad. What's-his-face shoots an arrow at him, kills that dude. And then a spider dude comes out, and he's like, "What do you mean you couldn't see it?" He goes, "Oh, is that what you couldn't see?" And the spider dude's much stronger, and he's like, "I see it." So this guy's using his life force as some sort of weapon. And so then he throws an arrow at him, catches the arrow, and he's able to catch the Nen arrows. And I'm like, oh no, that's big trouble. He ends up grabbing the other guy. He shoots like web. Pokkie dodges, and the web hits his buddy. He pulls his buddy in, takes a bite and bites off his head. He's like, "Oh man, I wasn't supposed to do that. My bad." And that really pisses him off. And so he starts fighting him, and he punches him, but he's not able to really hurt the spider dude. So that's how strong the spider dude is. He's not even using Nen, but he could take some hits. And then the chick, the captain who has the scorpion tail stings him, and he goes down. He doesn't die, he goes down. He's gonna be brought to the queen to eat, and she's like, one of him must be worth like 10,000 humans. So if he gets eaten, he's gonna merge with the king, giving the king Nen abilities. That's all I'm saying. Aptitude for Nen. And when you combine that with the personality of the human king that he's gonna get, that could be a pretty bad motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I can't wait to see what this king is gonna be like. Now, Ponzu is the only one in the group not killed thus far. She runs away, and as she's running, she instructs her bees and writes a note in blood to warn the remaining hunters. Now, they did say this earlier, that all the other hunter groups, except for one, their group, and I guess the other group, have been taken out. To warn the Hunter Association to get help, and to let people know where the nest is. And so she's running away, and you think she's gonna make it. You know, you think she may make it. She's running through the woods, and all of a sudden you hear a gunshot go off, and she goes down. And it's one of the Chimera Ants, man, and he just starts blasting the shit out of her. Bang, 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 bang. Like, she's dead already. You know what I mean? Bang, bang, bang. And I expected the two dudes in the group to go down. I knew they were fodder. These two characters who we've previously met before, I didn't expect them to go down the way they went down. I didn't expect that at all. Not at all. I mean, what's his face being captured, fine, but thought she'd get away. She did not get away. Oh man, she died. That's what she died. I mean, wow. This arc is hitting home. Meanwhile, Kite's team is approaching the land. They get the message. He sends his two fodder dudes back. He's like, "You guys go meet up with everybody else." And he's like, "Going to kill her. You think you can keep up with me? You're up to this?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're pros." So they run it, and then they go way faster than the horses. And so the rest of his team goes back, and they jet for where, and they follow the bee to where Panzu is supposed to be. They get there, there's just a pile of blood and guts on the floor, and they're like, bullet casing, and they're like, was she shot? But not by humans. And he goes, this must be the underground to NGL, and if they have the weapons already, then these guys have gone down. Chimera ants with guns is a scary thought. And they're like, and this was done by, Kite's like, this was done by an ant, because obviously this bitch was eaten. And she's not even gonna get used as food to feed the queen. She just straight up got eaten by like a regular one, like a regular ant. And you know, it's funny because again, I don't read the manga, so I didn't know this was gonna hit me. You know what I mean? I didn't see this coming. I honestly didn't see this. I didn't see her dying, or well, not this fast. You know, especially with her ability to control bees and other insects, I thought that may have become an important feature later on, but apparently not. And so now, what's his face isn't dead yet, but you know he's about to be eaten. And you know, they get there too late, and now at least they know where they're going, and that's pretty much how the episode ends. What do I have to say about this episode? Easily a 4 out of 5. And you know, the fight for them, you know, it's right there now. Now they're gonna go into the fray and fight on the next episode. So I am looking forward to that next episode, because that's gonna be good. It's funny, the tone of this episode is very subtle and scary. You know what I mean? Very subtle and frantic. It was, you know, I was wow. I mean, what's his face didn't stand a chance against one of like the lieutenants, let alone a captain. You know, if we're gonna go that route. But whew, I cannot wait to see Gon and Killua just start fighting. You know what I mean? Ooh, this is gonna be good. This is a good one, because now there's no more fodder people. There's no more fodder people. It is just Kite, and it is just Killua, and it is just Gon, and yeah. So it's just Gon. It's just Killua. It's just Kite. Until we know who they're sending, the Hunter Association is gonna send, and who else is gonna come to help save them. Right now, just right now, it is just the 3 of them versus all the Chimera ants. And ooh, I cannot wait. The next episode, there's gonna be some confrontations. You know, it is just looking so good. I am absolutely loving this arc. So with that being said, I think that's enough out of me. So click it up if you like it, comment if you must, and please subscribe if you can. And this is your buddy alertwolf signing out.